Hey y'all, this is Philippe the Learn to Grow guy. Today I'm going to go over two things with you. The first thing is what the wildlife has been doing to some of my fruit trees. The second thing, one of you guys sent out a message to me quite some times back and suggested that I use mustard greens to take care of some wireworms. And I'm going to show you some of my results today. This is my 5-in-1 stone fruit tree. Okay, if you look, you'll see some of the joints, some of the union grafts areas on this plant, and yep, like those two. If you pay attention, you'll see them, okay, as I go around, okay? Some of the fruit trees on this side, I'm sorry, not some of the fruit trees, but some of the different varieties that's grafted to this particular beauty, they have plenty of fruit on them, okay? As you can see, this as well, to me, this is plenty compared to what I was getting last year. The only little problem I'm having is that one of the other varieties that's on here, what I noticed earlier was the first sign of some kind of pest problem. And if you look on here, you'll see a little dot on there, and that typically means something laid an egg inside, and odds are there's going to be some small critters on the inside trying to consume it. Okay, the other good part is that, as you can see, there are other babies of that particular variety that's on this branch, which means that there's a possibility I'll probably get some fruit from it. Okay, now the only variety that did not provide anything is the lowest portion down there. It's got multiple branches, and that's the only portion that I saw no fruit on. Otherwise, all of the other four varieties, you see that? Again, pest. Something laid an egg there, and it's trying to do its damage. I think the culprit's still down the outside. I probably have to get rid of it soon. Okay? But otherwise, there are other fruit on here. Okay, there are other fruit on here, and this tree seems to be doing okay, other than some of the pest pressure. This here is my Shinko Asian pear. Last year, I harvested two beautiful, large pieces of fruit from it. And this is after this tree had a whole lot of blooms on it last year. Okay, there was a lot of small fruit on it, and like I said, only two survived. And apparently something has been going through, and they have been consuming or eating the baby pollinated fruit that was on this tree. If you look at one of the other videos, you'll see that this tree had a lot of flowers on it. And also documented a few of the flowers that was pollinated as to where there was some fruit on here. As of now, there is nothing that I have seen on this tree. Something has come on board over here on this tree, and they ate everything, man. They ate everything. And to top it all off, right now we're going to this pineapple. This is a pineapple pear that I had. This too had a lot of flowers on it, and whatever it was, it came on board and it tried to eat everything. But there was only one that it missed, and the one piece of fruit that it missed, it broke the branch trying to get to it. Let's see, where is that piece of fruit? There's only one piece of fruit left on this tree, and it's on this broken branch where the critter, if I can find it, where whatever it was that was trying to get to it, broke the branch, and therefore, don't tell me something came back and took it. Yeah. I'm not seeing it at this time, but nonetheless, on this tree here, there's only one piece of fruit that was left, and I'm hoping that it's, there it is. You see, this is the only piece of pear that was left. Right there, this is the only one that was left, and whatever it is on that branch, they tried to get to it when the branch was erect, and it broke, and I'm assuming whatever critter was on there fell off and decided to leave that piece alone. I'm really thinking that it's the squirrels that's doing this to me, okay? I'm really thinking that it's the squirrels. Okay, now let's get to the other part, okay? I'm gonna do a little shifting around so I can show you exactly what I've got. And this is my main garden bed, okay? It's got a variety of different things growing on it. However, like I said earlier in the introduction, that somebody had recommended to me that I grow mustard greens to try to keep the wireworms in check. Well, this is what I've got here, okay? I think I've overdid it with the mustard greens. This is my row of Jerusalem artichoke that I planted. Okay, there's Jerusalem artichoke growing up and down this row. However, and there's a few potato plants that I missed out from last year. However, look at this, mustard greens. Mustard greens, as you can see, mustard greens. Okay, something has started out trying to get to the mustard greens once upon a time. Okay, they started eating and making some little holes, and apparently they left them alone. I'm assuming it must have been the fleas. This is, when I say fleas, I'm referring to the flea beetle. Okay, as you can see, I have plenty of Jerusalem artichokes that seem to be doing fine, but I have mustard seeds everywhere. This back here is where I have what? Asparagus. Look down below. Mustard seeds, mustard seeds. I'm sorry, mustard greens, mustard greens. This is potato seed. This is where I have my purple potatoes growing at. Again, look all around. What do you see? Mustard greens everywhere. I've overdid it with the mustard greens, okay? The other row there, that's another set of potatoes. That's camelback potatoes I have growing right here on this row. And guess what? Look, mustard greens. Mustard greens everywhere. You see that? And this row here is that's the red Pontiac potatoes. And again, what do you see? Even out here in the walkways, on the sides of the walkways, what do you see? Mustard greens. Look at that, mustard greens everywhere. Okay. Now this area here, for whatever reason, I had to dig up these because there was potatoes growing everywhere. And guess what I found here? I found wireworms that was eating the potatoes again, but this looks like an area where I did not have a concentration of the mustard greens. So it's possible that it's working, okay? Now this is another area where I got some potatoes from a friend of mine from church. And I planted the potatoes here going down this way. And as you can see, what happened is that I'm assuming that this is not how you say, densely planted enough to keep the wireworms at bay. I don't know, but I'm not seeing any of them coming up. I didn't see any of them come up. As a matter of fact, I even dug some of those potatoes up, and all I found was, you ready for it? Wireworms that were all up in those potatoes. Okay, they were all up in those potatoes. And all I can think is that I need another remedy. I need something else for it. This row here, I have not planted anything in this row except for some eggplants. And I had to dig up some of the eggplants because guess what? They were dying. See, like this eggplant here, this one's not dying. This one seems to be doing fine. And when I dug them up within the stems, guess what I found? And if you look around, not enough mustard greens, and therefore that one got picked. I think there was another one over here. I think I lost about maybe 6 of them, but around those particular plants, there was not enough mustard greens going around, okay? That one seems to be doing fine. This one's doing fine. That one's doing fine. I had planted 8 of those out here, and a lot of them just didn't make it because apparently the wireworms were getting to them. Conclusion. I guess the question is, does the does the mustard greens actually stop the wireworms from growing? It seems that way, especially trying to attack plants when they're still on the ground. It seems as if it seems to work, but you got to plant them densely. But only time will tell, and I'm saying time will tell is that because last year when I dug up my potatoes, I had wireworms in a lot of those potatoes. Not in every potato, but there was quite a few potatoes with some wireworm holes in them. And when I harvest the potatoes as well as some of the Jerusalem artichokes, I'm going to be leaving those underground over the winter. But when I harvest them, I will know then. Let me show you one more thing. Over here is where I actually planted my corn, which included that albino corn. As you can see, I've got wireworm issues that went through here and devastated most of my corn, okay? All right, something went through, and the wireworms, and I know it's wireworms because I actually dug up some of the dying corn, and guess what I found eating away at the seed still? Wireworms were eating away at the seed kernels. However, it seems like over here right now I've got another problem because something seems to be eating the leaves off of these bean plants that I've got here. Look at this one. I'm assuming it's bird damage, but I cannot confirm as of yet. But looking at this here, that's what I would think that it is. I'm assuming it's bird damage. And so I guess I may have birds as some of enemies. I may have enemies that are birds. And I don't think Big Bird is going to like what I may end up doing. So anyway, y'all take care, y'all. That's what I've got for you. And y'all, look, get out there, plant some stuff. Do the best you can to grow some food. Okay, do the best you can to grow some food. Odds are we may have hard times ahead. Just be prepared. That's all I'm saying. Take care. like, subscribe, and share.